What's good, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Fun Boxing with Will. I am your host, Will, with H2OCO Film and Photo, and today we're going to be doing something a little different. Instead of a review of a tech product, we're going to be doing pretty much just a overlook on solid-state drives, storage essentially, hard drives, SD cards, USB flash drives, internal, external, just all types of different storage. Well, we're going to be discussing which type of storage is best for you and your needs, and maybe hopefully after this video is done you'll walk away knowing a little bit more than you did when you first came to the channel. So let's get into that. Alrighty, everybody, and we're back. Like I said, we're going to be discussing storages, media storage, and just pretty much giving you a little bit of base information to find out what kind of storage best suits your personal needs. This video is more for beginners and media content creation. If you're a veteran with a camera or a studio setup, you already know most of the differences between the different types of storage out there. So this video is geared more towards the newbies, the beginners, photographers that you're just starting, content creators that are just starting. And if you like or find any of this information at all useful, please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button for future content. I do a lot of tech reviews on this channel, but I'm trying to expand it a little bit from just doing tech reviews to also giving out information about things that are relating to filming and photography. So, getting into today's topic. When you first start doing content creation of any type, or when you get into photography for the first time, you learn about the base gear that you need. And I call it my trifecta. It's the most important three things for me to have to create content of any type, whether it be photography or video. And two of the things a lot of people don't think about being that important, but they really are. First off, you got to have a camera. You have to have some type of camera to create your content, whether that be a cell phone, Canon, a Luminex, Sony, Red, whatever kind of camera. A lot of people say, oh, blah, 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 that picture sucked because, the camera sucked. Well, to me, the best camera is the camera that you have on you at the time, and I firmly believe that the person behind the camera operating it makes way more of a difference than the camera itself. Secondary is you need lighting, and it's something that a lot of people don't think about. You need lighting to be able to set up different scenarios where you can say you want your subject to be more in the foreground and you want a shallow depth of field and you want to separate that background from your subject. Lighting is a tremendous help with these things. And thirdly is audio. And as far as photography, this is more of a videography type of a setup that you'd need this for. But audio is super important. Most people don't think about it, but if you're watching a video and say it's in 4K and the audio is crap, generally you're more likely to change the channel or turn off that content, as opposed to if the audio was perfect and it was in, say, standard definition 720p. You're more likely to watch that video with the great audio behind it in the slower quality resolution than you would be to watch a crystal clear image with really jacked up audio. So it's just something that a lot of people, like I said, don't consider when they're first getting into content creation, and it is something that is very necessary. Now, the topic we're talking about today is storage, and that is the additional fourth item in that trifecta that you can add on to it if you want. It is very important. I don't know about you, but there's been plenty of times I've gone out to go fly my drone. I get the drone in the air, I get everything composed right where I want it to be, and then I go to take that shot and I realize I left my SD card at home like a goof, and now I have to rely on the 8 gigabytes of internal storage it has, which fills up fast. So yeah, SD cards are very important to remember. I would want to always have a couple backup SD cards as well. Now, depending on who you are and what type of content creation you do, a lot of people I've noticed nowadays are doing media content creation on strictly laptops. They're doing it on their MacBook Pros. They transfer their images directly from their cell phones to their MacBook, and then they can throw it into an editing program and upload it all from there. So a lot of times PCs like what I have right here don't come into play. But then again, depending on the project you're working on, maybe a MacBook isn't powerful enough to do the kind of work that you need to do, so you do have to bust out the bad boy right here and get the PC involved. So no matter how you're doing it, every camera runs on some type of a storage. Now there are SD card storage cameras like this right here. That's an SD card. There are cameras that run off CFast Express cards, and that's a CFast card right there. And then there are cameras that you can even hook up to larger storage units. Some monitors have internal storage or SD card hookups to where you can use a field monitor and record in even higher ProRes resolutions. So there is a big variance in types of storage you can purchase, and if you're new to content creation, it can be quite confusing. So I've got a couple different examples here I wanted to go through with you guys and show you guys and pretty much just give you my opinions on them. So most of these storage devices I'm going to show you hook up via a USB cord that generally nowadays, if you buy a storage device, it's going to come with a blue USB 3.0 jack, which is known for having faster transfer speeds than your average USB. From what I am aware, I believe USB-C has the highest transfer speed of any USB connection at this time. So what you're going to find in the market is you're going to find that they have the SD cards, the CFast cards. You can buy something like this, which is a 1 terabyte solid state drive, which is an SSD. This holds a terabyte. It is a Seagate product. It works very well. And then your other option you can go with is something like this. This is a Western Digital 5 terabyte HHD. Now this is a hard drive disk, or HDD, I'm sorry, a hard drive disk. And the difference mainly between a hard drive disk and a solid state drive is that a hard drive disk is going to have moving parts in it that are going to have needles reading the information essentially off of a spinning disk in here. So these are much more fragile, they're less shock resistant, they're easier to damage, you could lose data, they're easier to corrupt, and they go bad. Now I personally have never had a hard drive fail on me yet, but I've heard that every hard drive inevitably eventually will fail. So it's just a matter of time and how much data you put on it and how long you've had it and how long you've used it. So hard drive disks have a, I would assume, lower lifespan just because they do have those moving mechanical parts in there that can fail. So they would have more of a likelihood of failing as they have multiple failure points, whereas a solid state drive, which runs off the same USB 3.0 high transfer speed cable, is going to be faster, and it's also going to be less likely to go corrupt or break down on you. It's more durable. You can drop it and not have to worry too much about your information getting lost. Everything is digital on ones and zeros here, and it reads pretty much just like an SD card would, so there's no moving parts in an external solid state drive. And then you have your internal drives. I have a PCI 4 M2 1 terabyte Samsung drive, and this is what the 1 terabyte Samsung drive looks like right there. Okay, and then we also have something called a SATA 2.5 inch hard drive for a laptop or a computer. They're internal drives. They go inside the systems and they look something like this. As well as your standard collection myriad of, you have your SSD cards, you can have the bigger cards, or you can have the micro SD cards, and they do have adapters that you can purchase that the micro SD cards fit into, so you can use the same card in your smartphone and then throw it in one of these adapters and plug it into your camera. So they're very useful to keep those adapters around on hand. As you can see, I have about 12 to 16 of them right here. I keep them in this little nice shockproof, waterproof resistance case, just so that if I'm out in the field and I need more storage, say I run out of storage on something I'm filming, I can just real quick grab a card, throw it in my camera, and I'm good to go, and I don't have to make a trip to the local Fry's. So those are a couple of the options. One of my favorite options, though, and you know, you might not agree if you're a veteran in the field, you might disagree with me, but I have found them to be some of the most convenient storage methods, and it is also one of the most durable storage methods that I've found. And that is something as simple as a USB flash drive. Now this is a 3.0 Samsung USB flash drive. It's 128 gigabytes. They sell them up to, I believe, 500 gigabytes, maybe even a terabyte. I just haven't found one yet online. But flash drives in general are going to be cheaper than hard drive disks. Hard drive disks are going to be cheaper in general than solid state drives. It's pretty much based on the speed transfers that you're going to get from your data, and then the mechanical moving parts. I would believe that make up the reasons that the prices are so different, drastically different, I might add. This 5 terabyte hard drive that I got, that's an external, and it's the hard drive disk, I believe I paid $69 for that, whereas this 1 terabyte solid state drive external that I picked up was $120 just for 1 terabyte as opposed to 5 terabytes. Now the reasoning behind that, like I said, I would believe is because this thing is about 3 to 5 times faster in transferring all of my data than the hard drive disk itself. Now, where there is an exception to that rule from what I found is SD cards and flash drives. Now they have low speed SD cards you can buy dirt cheap. I'm talking $10 for 64 gigs, $10 for 128 gigs. But those are going to be very slow drives, and very slow cards, and in some cases won't even be able to handle certain types of things that you need. Like, say you need to film in 4K. Some SD cards out there, you need to read the speed transfer rate, because some SD cards will not be able to store files that are in 4K. So you need to make sure it says 4K capable on the SD card. Now the other exception I found, and as I said earlier, it's my favorite way to store my photos and videos, is the Samsung USB drives. Now this one that's 128 gigs is made out of stainless steel. It is waterproof, it is shockproof, it is magnet proof, it's life proof. I can throw this on a keychain. I have my data with me, my storage with me everywhere I need to go. I don't have to worry about it getting scratched up in my pocket. I don't have to worry about fumbling with my keys and dropping it and having it hit the ground and getting scratched up. I could drop this in the pool, forget it in my pocket, and jump in the swimming pool in the summer, and then pop out, let it dry out, and my storage is still going to be fine. I'm still going to have all of my data here. I love these things. I am a firm believer in these, and I have about 8 or 9 of them lying around the house. They are my preferred storage method. They are almost as fast as a solid state drive. They are dirt cheap. They are portable. They are way more durable. All around, it is my favorite type of storage. They're super quick, as I said. I can throw this in my flash drive, my USB drive, transfer everything from my SD card from my camera to that flash drive in a matter of minutes. And then I have my flash drive in my keychain, so I always have it accessible to me. So pretty much those are the different types of storage. Depending on what you're trying to accomplish, pretty much depends on what type of storage that you might consider getting. There's also, I have an 8 terabyte Seagate hub up here. So if you're just looking for something say you have a computer that has a terabyte of internal storage, but you're always pumping out photos, you're always recording videos, and you need a massive area to store all of these things in, but speed isn't really your main goal here, you just need the storage space. you're one of those people that if you have to work on a project, you can just transfer it from your hard drive to your solid state internal drive to make it faster while you're working with it in post, and then work with it from your solid state drive, but then at the same time have 8 terabytes of backup space for all of your media and your content, your photos to sit on in your computer. So this 8 terabyte has been very useful. I love it a lot. But as far as working off of an actual project in editing, I would transfer the file over to something like this flash drive, or my solid state externals, or my solid state internal drive to actually run the files when I'm editing. But other than that, just for storage, they're great. Hard drives are still very useful in today's world with 5G and instant websites that pop open, and super fast internet speeds and super fast data transfer rates. I promise you, hard drives are not obsolete yet. They still serve their purpose. So anyways, I hope some of this information in the video was useful to you guys. Click like and subscribe if you want to see future content. I'm going to be doing some more reviews later next week, and until next time, I hope you guys have a great day, stay safe, and more importantly, stay creative, my friends.